Good morning and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Sarah. I'm a high school biology teacher and this is the last week of school. So it is 6:55. I just walked in my classroom and put down my bag and I'm gonna go stand in the hallway for duty. They have everyone working duty this week because it's the last week of school. They have extra chaos. So we're gonna go stand out there until 7:08 when they go to dismiss to their exam rooms, and I'll update y'all more then. Alrighty, we are back from duty. It is now 7:20, so morning announcements happened and stuff like that. So it is our last week of school and it is exam week. So on Monday and Tuesday we had full days of school, like regular school hours, and on Tuesday they started testing. Now Wednesday through Friday we are doing half days. So they only come to school, go to 2 class periods for 2 hours each, and then they go home by 11:20. So it's been very nice. Yesterday, I was able to accomplish a lot with the students leaving at 11:20. And if I didn't mention it, today is Thursday. So we only have today and tomorrow, and then it's summer. So I'm very excited, to say the least. This year has been a lot, and I'm excited just to start fresh with coming in at the beginning of the year versus mid-year. So anyways, what was I going to say? Oh, today is 2nd and 6th period exam, so I'm off for 2nd for planning, so I'm alone for 2 hours, and I've got a lot to accomplish, so we have to be completely out of our classrooms by tomorrow. So I need to get all of this down and packed, and I'm moving classrooms, so I need to get it packed and go move it and set it in the new classroom. But we also have to clean everything out because of construction coming in, so I have to go make sure, like, clean out the fridge when we unplug it, and I have to make sure everything in our lab area is set and everything like that. So, like, y'all are surrounded by all of the stuff for my desks because they're getting all new furniture, which is really exciting, but it just means, like, I gotta go find places to shove all my stuff for the summer. So that is our main goal during 2nd today, is to kind of finish up moving out. Like, I don't really think I need anything else because I can do everything with grades and such on my personal laptop. So, like, I can start packing up my computer. We have to bring all of our technology out of here into the gym that will be refrigerated over the summer. So yes, I think that is everything. Yay! So I'm gonna kind of start just cleaning up a bit, and then my kids who are testing with me today, my 6th period, that's honors biology, they will be coming into my class at 9:15. They'll be gone by 11:20, and then we're walking over to senior campus for the retirement luncheon to celebrate everyone who is not returning to school. And then I have a meeting that I'll talk a little bit more about later with y'all, but let's start cleaning up. I've been procrastinating that for quite a while, and it only took me about 7 to 8 minutes. Do not forget my magnetic clips. These are the best. It feels so ugly behind me now. I'm just sitting here taking all the staples out of my folders that I had on the bulletin. I use these for missing work. So like if you were absent, I put your copy in the designated folder. So yeah. But there's just so many tasks to do at the end of the school year, and it's so exciting because like you made it to the end, but there's just a lot to do. Specifically with my school being under construction, there's a few extra tasks because we'll have no AC. So today I'm making sure I'm completely out of my classroom, but we also have to have all of our technology prepared. So like I need to pack up my entire computer into a box. I need to bring the computer itself to the librarian because we're getting laptop docking systems for next year, so she has to take those. I've got to make sure I have all my Chromebooks, lock up the cart, and then go push the carts somewhere. And then we're getting all new furniture, so we also can't be storing anything over the summer in the furniture. So like I just had to empty out this whole cabinet, my desk. Thankfully, in the science rooms, we have all of our lab station cabinets. Those are not changing. So we are able to put things in there. So we kind of lucked out in that regard. A lot of people have to take everything home because there's just nowhere to put their stuff while they're here. For the summer, I mean. And I bet this noise is horrible for y'all. Go. Ow. 1 second. Hey guys, I'm back. It is now 8:45, so some time has passed, and me and the honors teacher went and grabbed a drink. So I got the Scarecrow, so such a good flavor. But so we went and we were chit-chatting and stuff like that. And I forgot where I was chit-chatting with y'all because of our little adventure. But yay, we are back. We're enjoying our coffee, and now that it's 8:45, that means I've got about 30 minutes until the kids come. So yeah, my room feels like a wreck, even though it really isn't, because basically everything is kind of like picked up. I've only got a few things in different spots. So yeah, basically a few vlogs ago now, basically when it was like mid-April, I was talking to y'all about how in Texas there's still a lot of movement happening within what you're teaching and stuff like that, and I was basically being considered to teach something else in April, and it fell through, and that was cool. I was like, that's fine, good to stay in biology teaching honors and level. And basically things were set, and they were like, you're teaching what you're teaching right now. You'd have 5 honors, 1 level, and all right, that's done. Yay. And I was like, cool, like, love that, like, for me. And we were all set. We were getting 2 new people, and yeah, so that was kind of like what things were. And now one of the teachers that would be on senior campus is getting a moving schools, so we now had that opening, but the position they were offered over on senior campus for us was not a good one. Like, they had 3 different class preps, which is not fun, and they don't really want to give 3 preps to a new hire, so they had a lot of restructuring that had to happen. And within that process, it came up for me to take on the position that came up in April, and I think it is now official. So I'm gonna tell y'all, next year I will be teaching 4 honors biology classes and 2 AP environmental sciences. So I'm really excited, and I've got to go to AP Summer Institute this summer to prep, and I would be the only one teaching it. Like, I'm going to teach all of the AP environmental science section, so they call it APES for short. And I am so excited. I'm really happy with this. I am kind of upset that I will not be working with the level biology team because we've got some great new hires coming in, and I met with them this Tuesday, actually. So like 2 days ago, we met at 5 o'clock in my classroom, and we talked for like 2 hours, and they are phenomenal. So I'm really looking forward to hopefully honors and level working more together next year, so that we're still more so a cohesive biology team versus right now it's very much level and honors, like, separate. But since I was teaching both, I was kind of like the bridge between them. So hopefully we can have more harmony next year with honors and level being able to kind of like prep together and keep things more vertically aligned. But yes, I'm teaching APES, and I'm so excited. So if you by chance have taught an AP class, AP Science, AP Environmental Science, definitely let me know below about any tips or anything. Preliminarily, based off of some things I've been looking into, I think I want to maybe attempt doing the flipped classroom model with them so that they get all their lectures at home as homework. They fill in like guided notes as they watch me lecture through PowerPoint, and then on class times they are actually being able to do more labs, to practice and the FRQs, and get the immediate feedback of how do we solve this while I'm physically there versus being at home, and then by the time the next time they see me, they maybe forgot to ask me the question, or they don't care anymore because they've moved on from the question. So yes, I am just so excited, and I've been kind of like keeping this in because it's been like there's still that 1% chance I'm not going to. But I just got the email earlier saying like, hey, go sign up for AP Summer Institute because you're going to be teaching it. So like, that's pretty, like, that's official. So I am just so excited. And yay. So that was like my big news. So this afternoon we have our final for my 6th period honors kids. They're gonna come in here and take their final, and then at 11:20 they leave. At noon we're gonna go walk over to our senior campus and have lunch for the retirees, and then after that I'm meeting with one of the teachers who used to teach APES, and she's going to go through all of her old resources with me. And she said the College Board has kind of changed some of the alignments since the last time she taught it, but she's going to go through, and I think she did the flipped model, so we'll be able to discuss how that worked and everything. So I'm just so excited, and this is like stuff I can kind of work on over summer, like leisurely at my own pace. Yes, I'm just I don't know. So I'm gonna kind of just rearrange my stuff and pick up for the kids who are coming in about 20 minutes now. Yay. To kind of show y'all what I'm working with. So like, I've got my desk here. This is everything that was in my desk. It's now just kind of sitting on top of it because I need some of it. Yeah, so that's my desk. And then over here, I've got, this is my teacher toolbox. It was in my cabinets. And then all of that is like decorative stuff that was out, including things on my desk that I'm not using, right there. And then over here, I've gotten all my cabinets cleared out. This is that star review stuff I talked about a few vlogs ago. I'm responsible for making sure it's all organized and together for next year. So I'm trying to find best way to organize it. It's becoming a little difficult because it's just so much paper, but that's what this mess is. And then I've got my colors right there that I've been keeping out for the kids who are not testing because they exempted in case they want to color. I got to move my anchor charts. This is the stuff that I'm bringing home with me. It's some of my like cutesy stuff that I feel like I just don't want it sitting in the heat. Like I'm gonna just bring it home and go put it in our spare room. So that's stuff that needs to come home with me. And then literally all of the rest of the cabinets are completely empty already. There's nothing in them. I have already emptied out my file cabinets, so those are empty. I've got the cart right here that I need to move over on Friday. I have my clock, but I'm keeping that for the kids right now. And then up here, I've got my beads. So these are my beads, basically. Where is it? At the end of the school year, I have my students who feel like I made a difference. Like only if they feel like they enjoyed my class, they enjoyed me, they want me to be able to remember them, whatever. So it's optional. But if a kid wants me to be able to remember them, I give them a bead and they get to write their initials on it. So this is me starting to collect them for this year. These are all my previous years. So like the blue and green were from my junior high. Those were the school colors. The red was from the high school I was at for the first 2 months of this past school year. And then my new school colors are red and blue. So I've got red, and blue, and I got all my Sharpies out for them to be able to sign. My issue is I completely forgot I do this because this has been packed away instead of like on my desk where I normally like it. So I didn't do it with my 8th and my 4th period when they tested on Tuesday. So like when I've seen them in the hallway, I've kind of pulled them in, but it's kind of like whatever. Because I'm not just going to give myself a bead just because, like, if it's only students who feel like I made a difference. And a few 4th period kids have come and seen me since finishing their exams on Tuesday. So it's like, hey, I've seen you, come fill in a bead. So that is the bead station. And then right next to it, I've got dum-dums that I've just been handing out to the kids. And I've got my turn-in trays I need to move. That's the box that my computer and stuff have to go in. So, oh my gosh, I gotta get that poster down. I completely forgot about that. I gotta go get my puzzle, my kitty cat puzzle right there from the wall. But that is all of like the stuff around my room right now. I kind of have stuff I need to like throw away that I don't really need because we're done, you know, which is like all of this. So all of this can be thrown away. And then we've been kind of like thinking about next year, which I mentioned this in another vlog previously. These are paper copies of the finals because our internet was of course being wonky. So that's a just in case packet right there. But for next year, we were talking about doing more so of like Cornell style notes or something with them. And I think this is kind of like what we've settled on. So like we've already planned our first unit. We're gonna have all the kids get a composition notebook. So you can see like first page, they get to do whatever. We'll give them an agenda with all the assignments and the dates, and then it has a homework spot. So like if they don't finish something, they can go put like, I need to finish this. And then every day they're gonna write the date, they'll do their warm up, and then if they have any notes that they need to write that day, they add it in. After the end of a lecture, we'll give them the summarized version of like the notes, like so it has guiding questions. So if they did good note taking, they should be able to easily fill these in. So this is basically their homework at the end of every lecture day, is use your notes to go fill in the Cornell version. So like I made that in Canva. And then we have like activities, so like more notes. Activities can be in here. Same things like their organelle review. And I didn't do a great job taping these down because I just did it as the example to be like, hey, is this kind of what we're thinking about? So the next day, warm-ups and notes. And we'll do viruses. More virus stuff. Cell membrane. Cell transport is all this. And so like this is helpful because it's giving them these models, like the pictures for them. That's active transport. And then their review. So that would be like the whole unit right there of notes. And then we can do quick checks of these to give like an easy, are you keeping up with your stuff, grade. And then all their other assignments that would be graded are just full-size papers. So they can turn these things in and they're not losing like study materials because the study materials are here. So that's kind of like what's up here. I think I'm gonna bring these things home with me over the summer to kind of work through, start our next unit of stuff. But yeah, that's the state of my room right now. Basically everything is gone. Like I don't really have things hidden anywhere right now, minus the things I'm bringing home in that last cabinet. So it is 11:20 and my kids are done testing. I finished putting in all their exam grades. Their grades are finalized. So I was chit-chatting with my honors teacher before the bell when they started coming to my class, and that's why I didn't tell y'all they were coming. But I gave them about 15 minutes to study, ask me questions if they had anything about the study guide, and then they took the test. And I had someone take the test 5 minutes past the bell to leave. Like the bell actually rang at 11:15 for them to leave, and he just walked out at 11:20. So it was definitely, it took some of them a while. I had one kid finish in 30 minutes though, so that means he took 30 seconds per question. But we did it, and the whole time while they were testing, the current AP environmental science teacher was emailing me to like get me access to things. So I'm so excited. So like I have access to the textbook. I've got access to her Canvas class so that I can see her resources, and I'm just so excited. So I do need to step to the restroom. I chugged my coffee. It is gone. And my kids did the beads. I moved everything from that. I had everything up there and I moved it. So now it's all right here. The beads are currently on my little push cart. So I need to move the beads so that I can load the cart up to move all that stuff to my new classroom. But yes, I'm just so excited. Like I'm just so giddy with life right now. Like we're so close to being done, and I'm gonna miss my students so much. Like I almost feel the same connection with these students that I did with my first students ever. And I wonder if it's just because of like moving to a new area, like, and everything, or it's like truly like having the opportunity to connect with these students for a full year in high school. So like the new grade level, I don't know. But like I feel really close to some of these teachers, and hearing them tell me like, you're my favorite teacher, like this became my favorite class after such a rough start to the year for them, like it just warms my heart. Like it makes me happy to know that even though I came in 2 months late, like some of these kids truly like they really enjoyed the class that I was able to kind of make with them. But yes, so I'm gonna just kind of move things around a little bit, probably go chit chat before we go walk over to our senior campus for 12. So we'll probably do that soon since it's 11:25 right now. So we're going to go enjoy lunch. I'm going to meet with the current AP environmental science teacher, the previous AP environmental science teacher, to talk about resources and stuff. And I'll check in with y'all kind of here and there as I can. But I'm going to have a very chatty afternoon, I think. I don't plan to work a lot in my classroom. And I didn't have any failures today, so I don't need to make any phone calls. I was having to make phone calls. I've had like 3 failures so far. So I had to make those phone calls at the end of the day to be like, hey, Their final grades are in. They did not pass. I am sorry. But yeah. So that is that. Let's go to the bathroom. So, let's stop talking. Go potty. Alrighty. I just filled up my water bottle. I packed my bag with my laptop and stuff. We're gonna go head over to senior campus. Hopefully they start serving food a little early. So we plan to be like first in line. So let's go head over there. Alrighty, it's 1:18. The meeting is over. I got an award. So I'm heading to my other meeting right now and I'll check in with you after. Holy moly, it is now 2:58. School officially ends at 2:35, so it's past contract time, but I was yapping. So I have an entire cart of resources. Like, holy moly. I've got binders galore with lesson plans, their version of notes. I've got the CED. I've got textbooks. Holy moly. And then down there is like some activities and lab sheets so I can kind of see what the labs are without having to take home lab equipment to be able to learn what it is. But yes, I'm like sweating from pushing that hunker from senior campus to freshman campus. So I'm back in my classroom now, as you can tell. And I really don't have much I need to do in here this afternoon. I did go by my mailbox and some of my students' work was dropped off, so that means I get to finalize her grade tomorrow, thankfully, because I was worried this would show up after we were done with school, because our school's shutting down tomorrow. So like anything delivered here I wouldn't get. Even if I came to work on next Tuesday, I wouldn't be able to access it. So I'm very excited that that got delivered. And I'll deal with that tomorrow. I have no failures, so I don't need to make any phone calls today. I've got my signatures done for right now based off of my classroom. I put the stuff back there. I think we're good. I think I'm leaving everything how it is in my classroom to deal with tomorrow, which is our last day with students. So I'm so excited about that. Like, I'm excited for my students that they made it to summer. I'm gonna miss them a lot though. But I've got a first and fifth hour, so I'm gonna be testing for the whole 4 hours tomorrow. Students will leave at 11:15, 20-ish time. And then that is go time to get the heck out of your classroom, because when school closes, we're done. Like, we can't be in the rooms anymore. So I'm gonna be taking all this technology, putting it in my box and labeling it. I need to label that I want that file cabinet to stay in this classroom so the teacher next year can have all the resources in it. I need to finish moving all of my stuff from back there to my new room's lab storage area to store it for summer. I need to take the stuff that's in that cabinet to bring home. And that's kind of like tomorrow. And then if I have any failures, I gotta call home and say, hey, they didn't pass, and I've got to do my due diligence with writing out the failures and basically like, I did everything I could, here's my proof. Because on Tuesday next week, so we get the 3-day weekend for Memorial Day, and then next Tuesday we're gonna come into work and we're all gonna meet on senior campus since freshman campus will be closed for construction. And we have to show that we got all of our signatures. So we checked out with all these different departments, and I got to show my failures list and be like, look, my grades are finalized. These students were absent for exams. They're coming to take it this summer. I have the test and the answer key given to the person in charge of that already. So it's just a lot of, have you done your due diligence so that we are okay with letting you leave? But yes, that is everything. I'm gonna go push this monster of a cart to my car and take all that AP environmental science stuff home with me to look at this summer. And I'll definitely take y'all along as I start to build out my own curriculum of using these resources to make it my own, because everyone's going to teach it a little differently. So I'm just so giddy and excited that it's official and that I have the stuff to actually start planning it now. But yes, that is, I think, everything for this day in my life as a high school biology teacher, soon to be APES and bio. So yay, I'm so excited for summer. I'm so excited to start planning for next school year, and I hope y'all stick around. You can definitely like and subscribe to see more of my life as a high school teacher. So thank y'all so much for being here. I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye.